Just think about, suppose it wasn't so easy. Would I have the strength? Would I have the endurance to continue? Life is like running a race. And no matter how fast you run at your age, the question is, how long can you survive running? Because life is a race that doesn't end until you die. And in the course of that race, you're going to be called upon to continue to run, to have the energy to run, to have the energy to build what you want for your life in terms of your future, and to have that capacity and to think about it now when you're young. Because when you're much older, it's going to be considerably more difficult. And there can be obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. And those obstacles, I'm just here to tell you, do not matter. So if I'm rolling down the street and somebody says, "Oh, look at that poor guy's in a wheelchair." And they said, probably he hasn't done anything, can't do anything in his life. Well, they have no idea what I've done or what I can do. They just assume I wouldn't want to be in that wheelchair. Nobody necessarily wants to be in the wheelchair. Nobody wants to be in a position where they can't stand up, can't walk. Nobody wants that. But what happens if that is what occurs to you? You can't conceive of that now. Nobody in this room can conceive of that. But that, or something like it, can pop up, and then you have to deal with it. And you have to deal with it in a way that you show strength, and you show that you can continue your determination to be what you want to be. There is nothing that I wanted to accomplish in my life that I haven't been able to accomplish. And that's after contracting polio, after having a kidney transplant, a variety of things. Everybody has their problems. Mine are not necessarily that special. But I just want to alert you now to the fact that this is the time that you should be looking within yourselves. Not just in terms of your education, not just in terms of any talents or abilities you have, but for some kind of key to your inner strength that's going to determine whether you're going to be able to succeed in life, however you want to measure that success.
Hi, my name is Sam Perkins, former NBA player, and now an NBA legend as an ambassador for the NBA, as programs such as NBA Cares, and basically what I do, my position is to promote basketball, sport, fitness, and health for kids all over the country. We implement programs, life skills, and we play basketball as well. And those are some of the things that the NBA Cares set out to do when they go to different countries to develop basketball in that native land. And one thing I always stress, that even though I was an NBA player who was fortunate to make the NBA for longer than I can imagine to play, one thing I do is to tell them that everybody's not going to make the NBA. There's so many kids, so many talented kids, and that are striving to be NBA players, and they lose sight on anything else and everything else, such as education, books, putting the hard work. They don't realize what the importance of hard work is. That is probably the hardest thing anybody has to do, but some kids don't do that. And in order to be a successful professional in anything, their hard work is involved. So you have to do accordingly. You have to keep straight. You have to mind your own business, and at the same time, you have to have some goals set forth for you in order to be successful. Without any goals, without any direction, you're limiting yourself and your abilities. So I always tell kids to try different things, Be very forward. Speak up for yourself. Learn as much as you can, and just don't limit yourself on saying, I want to be just this. There are so many opportunities out there for young kids to do, and they have to take advantage of it. And one way to promote yourself is to volunteer. And I have volunteered quite often, whether it was something that I liked or I was thinking about or someone introduced me. I visited senior citizen homes to take time out to speak with them. I've volunteered my services to recreational parks, teaching kids, even just doing anything that would help you get in contact with people. And the more you contact yourself with other people, the more you learn about yourself and things about other people, what they're doing, and you will generate more positive energy by talking to other people who have experience, and especially older people. They have tons of information of years of the Depression years, of different presidents, their lives while they were growing up, what it was like to rub shoulders with Dr. Martin Luther King or the presidents, John F. Kennedy. All these things, they have so much history that we learn about now in school, that you all learn about. So, I mean, take time to talk to somebody like that, because they're full of knowledge. And once you do that, you'll be able to expand your horizons, and even, maybe one day speak up for yourself, and do different things, and have different interests other than just playing ball. Well, guns and violence is definitely a deterred thing. I mean, it's been an ongoing problem in our societies. No matter what neighborhood you're from, there's always seemed to be some violence in every part where you go. Stay away from that. I mean, you be a leader, be yourself. There are a lot of people that will lead you astray. Misery loves company, as they tell me. So you try to not to falter, not to follow the bad out there, because there's always somebody they don't want to get in trouble by themselves, basically. So what you have to do is confront, think about what your life is, think about, ahead of time, if you did get caught, what are the ramifications of going to jail? What's the ramifications of the embarrassment to your family, to yourself? And once you think about all those things, you'll pop back into reality and just say no. So I think one of the things kids have to understand is that they don't think before they do. And in this time of society, there's so many outlets, so many deterrents that you can falter to. It sometimes may lead you astray, because I think the one thing that kids have a problem, consensus is money. If they don't have money, they want it, and they won't take it from someone else, and this is how violence starts.
We're here and honored to have with us one of Peoria's outstanding basketball talents, David Booth. Went to Manual and went on to other greater things. He spoke today at the Mitchell J.J. Anderson All-Star Basketball Camp. And David, pretty much what was your message to the youth that were part of the camp?
Well, my message to the youth is mainly whatever cards that are dealt to you, play them. Don't use it as an excuse. I come from the same place most of these kids come from. I was able to make it out of Peoria. I was able to have a successful life, get an education, and I say they can do the same thing.
And we always stress that education can do wonders for somebody, especially with these days. It's a backup where some people think, oh, I want to play NBA, I want to play, I don't have to worry about college.
Well, that's not true. Even NBA players will have to maybe work one day. So you're going to need your education. If it's not sooner, it's going to be later. You're going to need your education, and the only way you're going to be able to succeed and have a successful life and have a successful career is if you do have your education.
Recent days, we've had a lot of reports about the gun violence. How is it? Is there a certain message that we can stress upon these kids to avoid those kind of issues?
Well, I think it's been really sad to hear the gun violence, young kids being killed, and drive-by shootings. I think kids really have to evaluate themselves and really look at the issue of character and integrity and being happy with yourself. I think that our leaders in Peoria, we have to do more and have to be a little more outspoken. But it's a sad situation, and these kids need a role model, need different role models, and we all got to pull together to win our youth back.
And finally, let's talk about David. What have you been up to these days?
Right now I'm working with the New Orleans Hornets. I'm over the Midwest region, and I'm over the scouting in the Midwest region. So when the college season starts up, I'll be on the road looking and evaluating talent.
And finally, your thoughts overall on the basketball camp that JJ puts on every year?
I think it's great. I think it's a great camp that they put on. They put it on for a lot of kids that are less fortunate, a lot of kids that may not be able to afford to go to a basketball camp. So I think it's a great way for Mitchell to give back and Dana Davis and his current staff to give back. It's a great thing, I think, for Peoria.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me, what do you think of those messages by Dr. DePreist, Sam Big Smooth Perkins, and David Booth? Send us a tweet on Twitter at JT's Bourbon Street Live. Send a message on Facebook or call our hotline. You know the number already, but I'll give it to you again. 999-3826. Once again, that number is 999-3826. Now, our last show had the Battle of the Runway with the $1,000 first prize in each category: models, singer, dancers, and rappers. As promised, here is the moment announcing the winners in the singing, dancing, and rapping categories of the Battle of the Runway. Unfortunately, the modeling category, no winner was selected. So here it is as we continue with JT's Bourbon Street Live.
All of the acts, I believe, tonight was good. Would you agree? But because we're having judges, we have to rely on their expertise. All right? So I'm going to call up Mr. Explicit. Spoken word. Did you enjoy it? Brandon, Explicit. It's okay. I'm also going to call up Mr. Greg Cannon. Come on up. I know y'all got lots in y'all stomach. I would have in mind, but I'm too tired. Okay. Tonight, according to what you've been judged on, which is your delivery, stage presence, creativity, and your lyrical content, I'm going to ask Mr. Greg Cannon if he come forward. We enjoyed you. I know you're, working on your career. You have some good things as far as your bio is concerned. I want you to keep it up. And next year, we're probably going to be doing it bigger and better, okay? This year, Brandon Explicit is the winner of $1,000. So thank you.
Can we give them another round of applause, everybody? Get up here. Mr. Explicit, if you can exit stage right and go right to the information booth, and they'll take care of you. Again, Mr. Cannon, we thank you for everything that you gave us on this evening, and we really appreciate it. One more round of applause. You guys ready?
We got the hard part. I got the hard part. We're going to ask Mr. Janelle Henderson if he would please come front and forward. This is in the dance category. A little gentleman that is self-taught. All right. Also, we're going to, how old were you when you got started? 3. How old are you now? 10. I thought you was maybe 5. Okay. We also have from Chicago, Hip Hop Connection. Come on up here. These guys and girls came all the way from Chicago to be a part of the Central Illinois Black Expo.